He heard the elevator move. He heard the elevator move when no one called it. The counter slid from 1 peso to 3 pesos, then kept rising. Cameras showed an empty lobby. No motion, no heat. Only doors that opened to let someone out. Tonight, we follow the calls no one made. St. Ives, medical is a stack of concrete and glass. The parking structure is older, 4 levels up, 3 down. On paper, the elevators are recent. New buttons, new chime. Underneath, old cables, old rails, old habits. Night staff joke about P3. Doors open for no one. The cab parks itself there, even when the controller says P1. Last Thursday, an orderly filed a report. He stood 10 feet from the doors and watched them part. He said a shape turned sideways, as if cradling something, and stepped past him. The camera behind him showed only air. We pulled 7 nights of elevator logs, button presses, hall calls, weight sensor spikes. After 2 a.m. every night, P3 registers a hall call with no heat signature at the doors. A ghost press usually means a sticky switch. These begin with a tiny rise on the weight sensor, like someone leaned in to listen. Only cab B answers. The twin car ignores it. Overlay the radio. 2:16 a.m. last week, Officer Luis N. sweeps levels P2 through P4. He adds, P3 doors open on approach, closed before visual. Then the elevator behaves, until Tuesday. Watch the floor counter. P3, P4, and then nothing you can name. The camera label vanishes for 2 frames. When it returns, the counter reads P3 again, but the door gap is wrong, half an inch wider, as if the cab isn't quite where it thinks it is. Wednesday night. Luis signs the log. Riding cab B end to end. If it's a prank, I'll find the string. He sets independent service, manual control, no hall calls. If anything moves, it will be him. He rides P1 to P4, stops, back to P1, writes notes at each landing. Normal, boring. At 2:17, his radio catches a second voice. Thin, clipped, doors. He answers without pressing transmit. The radio shouldn't hear him. He says, I'm alone in here. The cab disagrees. The weight sensor climbs by 14 pounds. He pulls the door open button, holds it down. The cab should refuse to move. It prefers the doors shut before travel. The counter climbs anyway, 2 floors in a single hum, while the doors stay a finger's width apart. The air moves like a breath. The camera view tilts, not the cab. The camera. Mounts don't tilt themselves. In the metal reflection, a smudge moves with the chime. 4 dings for 4 floors. A 5th ding with nowhere to go. He releases the button. The doors seal. The chime returns to single notes. The counter finds P3 and will not leave. He radios. If anyone called at P3, step back. I'm going to open. Silence. Then the whisper again. Doors. The doors part. P3 looks wrong. Same footprint, but the paint line is missing. No yellow, no arrows, just raw concrete and a service hatch that isn't on the fire plan. He tests the threshold. The motion light should trip. It doesn't. Hallway cam shows an empty landing. Cab cam shows a shadow crossing the threshold. The math won't agree. He reaches for the hatch. The padlock is already open. The hasp hangs like a mouth. Behind the hatch isn't a closet. It's a second shaft. No counterweight, no rails, only black. From the bottom, 3 knocks traveling up. He leans in. The weight sensor ticks higher. 14, 28, 42, counting something that isn't mass. The doors start to close by themselves. He wedges his clipboard into the gap. The cab does not stop. Metal bends, paper tears. Dispatch. Unit 7, do not enter P3. We have an active alarm. The transcript we obtained has the next line crossed out, but there is no P3 on our panel. 2, 19, and 40. Cab B logs doors closed. 2 seconds later, it logs cab occupied. That state never clears. At 7:03, the morning staff write it to P1. The counter works. The chime is single. The doors align perfectly. Luis's radio turns up on P3, wedged under the left sill. The hallway camera never recorded him stepping out. Facilities blame a sensor fault. They replace both hall plates. A week later, janitorial hears footsteps inside the shaft walls, traveling level to level, never stopping on the landing. We sync audio across 4 floors. The knocks count up every 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they pause. Then they start from 3, as if they're correcting. Around 2:17 each night, the service hatch moves a millimeter. Enough to show a line of light. Enough for something that isn't a draft to breathe. If you work nights at St. Ives, or anywhere with a P3 that won't behave, comment down below. We don't tell you what's in the elevator. We just hold the doors,